what we try and accomplish with this course and kind of how we organize it and set it up is we want to tap into our network of people who come to this field from a variety of different perspectives, angles, and experiences.
Well, I'm a secondary school teacher in an independent Quaker school, and we're starting an international peace and justice program.
Well, I'm a master's student at American studying peace and conflict resolution, so I wanted to get another supplement to my studies.
I've been fascinated with the concept of nonviolence for a very long time, and I took a peace studies class in college, which just whet my appetite even more. I'm actually very happy that I took it because it reconnected me with something that was a force very powerful within me that I still want to continue with in my career.
I had a long-standing interest in nonviolent conflict, and I discovered the class was available, and it was irresistible.
We've got a lot of folks who study this at a theoretical level or historical level, and so Jack Duvall, who runs ICNC, he probably gives one of the best presentations, kind of laying the groundwork for this is what civil resistance is, this is what strategic nonviolent conflict is. Basic theories, core dynamics, how it's been used in history, and why it's a powerful force that needs to be better understood and recognized. But we also have a great network of activists and organizers, so people are actually applying this in their own lives. And so we try and do our best to bring in folks with that type of experience and talk about what it's like on the ground, lessons learned.
The course was very well structured. It brought the history, it brought the contemporary issues, and that ended up with some of the future issues actually.
The most intriguing to me was probably the quantitative methods. I thought that was really powerful. I mean, I have a little bit of experience with quantitative research and education, and I know how dry it can be. But it was very lively and very relevant.
One thing that surprised me that really captured my attention was the making your own media, sort of the new media movement. I actually had a lot of fun with it and wouldn't mind doing that again at some point, and felt, wow, I just learned something. I learned that I don't have to be a Luddite. I could actually participate in new media.
We try and allow enough time for people to reflect on what they've learned from a variety of presentations and speakers and say, okay, here's how I can use this or apply this in my own job, whether I work for an NGO out in the field, or I'm a policymaker in Washington, D.C., or I'm a journalist, or I'm a teacher at a local high school.
Kids are really indoctrinated in U.S. history as a litany of conflict. From one war to the next, those are the punctuation marks in our history classes, and even in a Quaker school. And so I think it would be really interesting to look at some of those 300+ movements and get them into our history curriculum so that you get, the other way. I hope that I can network with some of these people in the Washington area and get them to come to talk to my kids at school. I mean, there's no better way to teach it than through people who've lived it.
We want to be able to reach people in ways other than just in person, because working professionals, people around the world, they all deserve to be able to have access to a course like this. And so we're going to try our best to put this course online, to videotape the presentations, really create a good archive of interviews with these speakers, presenters, and participants, and really put together the readings and the materials, other videos that can accompany these presentations to contextualize what people are watching and make that accessible to people on the web.